Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Susan,
We're friends, moms, wives, and small business owners.
and we care deeply about the future.
This is a space for real conversations about real politics.
From two women living it every day.
No spin, no shouting, just truth, respect, and hope for a brighter tomorrow.
We're Left Right USA.
Welcome to the conversation. Hello, today we're going to talk about the impoundment of funds. So, Susan, is this administration doing illegal or even unconstitutional things around the impoundment of funds?
Unfortunately, yes. And it's one of the first things that really got me interested in politics in January when I was never interested in politics before.
Right.
I saw that and I thought, this sounds illegal. And so I
Right.
started looking into it, and it is both unconstitutional and illegal.
Yeah, and because of the unprecedented number of illegal actions and unconstitutional actions, how many attorneys in the Justice Department Federal Programs Branch have quit because of it?
69 out of the 110. And these are the
That's
attorneys.
more than half.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are the attorneys that are supposed to be representing the government, right? And
Mhm.
they have quit, and many of them have actually spoken out and said it's partly because they're being asked to break the law,
Right.
and they don't want to.
And attorneys have ethics they have to follow.
Yeah.
They have ethics compliance. So the question I sometimes get when discussing this is, doesn't every president, doesn't every administration sign illegal executive orders? Don't they try to do the same kind of things?
Sure. I mean, every administration, I'm sure, does some of that, but it's just the unprecedented number of illegal
Yeah.
and unconstitutional things that this administration is doing that is different. And impoundment of funds is one of them.
Yeah. So let's discuss some specific actions that this administration has done and how they are illegal or unconstitutional. So we'll start with the impoundment of funds.
Yeah.
So in preparation for this video, you read up quite a bit about the presidential impoundment of funds. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So impoundment of funds is when the executive branch, when the president, halts spending of congressionally approved funds and does not allow them to be spent. And even this administration has currently blocked at least $425 billion.
That's billion with a B.
Billion with a B.
I mean, I can't even fathom that amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. No one has done this before. And they've not just impounded the funds, they've also clawed the funds back. They've taken it from the bank accounts of states or organizations that received a federal grant, and they've just taken it out of their bank accounts.
And yeah, I heard about that happening in New York, where New York leadership had reported it to Congress.
Yeah, in several different states that has happened to, in different organizations.
And this isn't just illegal, it's unconstitutional.
Right.
So I read some parts of the Constitution that this covers. Article 1, Section 7, Clause 1, and Article 1, Section 9, Clause 7 give Congress the right to originate all bills for raising revenue. And they stipulate that no money shall be drawn, but in consequence of appropriations made by law. I have it right up on my screen reading it.
Mm-hmm.
So the executive branch and its various departments and agencies may not spend any money that Congress has not appropriated or used federal money for any purpose that Congress has not specified.
Which also means if they impound funds, they can't just take the funds and say, oh, I'm going to spend them on this instead.
Right. See, Article 2, Section 3, the Take Care Clause, requires the executive branch to take care that the laws be faithfully executed. Budgets passed by Congress are laws. They are legislation.
Right, so the executive branch is in charge of executing that budget as Congress has stipulated. It's not allowed to just decide, I don't want to spend that money the way that Congress said to.
Right. And see, the writers of the Constitution felt that Congress, as representatives of the people, would be much better suited to decide how to spend our tax dollars. They were concerned about giving too much power to the president.
Right.
They didn't want the presidency to devolve into a kingship.
Exactly. As those elected representatives in Congress, they're more accountable to us,
right,
who pay the taxes that provide this money that the government is spending.
Right. So you did mention something about the Nixon era.
Yeah.
And the Impoundment Control Act.
Yes, that's kind of the whole beginning of the laws that were developed around the impoundment of funds.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that the impoundment of funds was very rarely tried by a president until Richard Nixon. He was the first president to try it in any large way, and there were many lawsuits that came out against his impoundment of funds, and all of those lawsuits were settled by the judges saying, yes, impoundment of funds is illegal and it is unconstitutional according to the Constitution. And even in 1974 was when the Impoundment Control Act was passed by Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think it was that act which made it illegal to impound funds, but it's not. The Constitution is what says that it's illegal, and the Impoundment Control Act actually gave a legal way for the president to request that Congress approve not spending certain funds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one case that against Nixon's impoundment of funds was appealed all the way to the Supreme Court, which ruled 9-0 against the impoundment of funds. So this has gone all the way to the Supreme Court a long time ago. So it's definitely illegal and it's definitely unconstitutional. And so if you want to know more, look in our comments. There's a great article written by Richard Kogan. He was a former director of budget policy. He wrote a wonderful article explaining it all. And it's very easy to understand the way he put it. Now, the Impoundment Control Act established a specific and a clear public procedure, and it's called a special message that the president has to submit to Congress in order for them to consider rescinding or not spending certain funds. And under the Impoundment Control Act, the president may defer spending those particular funds for up to 45 days following such a request. But if Congress does not approve the rescission request within the 45 days, then the funds must be spent as Congress originally stipulated. And it's not good that Russell Vogt, he's the director of the OMB, of the Office of Management and Budget, said if there's one rescission request that Congress has passed, that the president has submitted, it's only for a small portion of the funds that have been impounded, and Congress did pass it. But that's the only one that they've actually presented to Congress, and they didn't do it properly. They didn't do the special request. But anyway, Russell Vogt said that if Congress did not continue to pass the rescission requests, which he will present, then he would just impound the funds. Anyway, or use pocket rescissions, both of which are illegal.
Isn't Russell Vought like the orchestrator of Project 2025 anyway?
Yeah, he was one of the main writers of Project 2025, and now he's the director of the OMB, and that's what he's saying. So the White House tried to walk back his remarks a little bit, but that is what he intends to do, and it's illegal. Yeah.
So we've got this GAO office, the Government of Accountability office. They tried to create DOGE, which they created DOGE, which it was still up in the air about whether or not that was even a legal department within the government. When the GAO already exists, the Government Accountability Office.
Yeah, it's
so what do they do?
It's the special investigative arm of Congress. And so Congress can request them to make investigations of what the government is doing. The GAO produces these reports that are public and for the government also, and they're the ones who oversee and make the reports of the Pentagon budget, and how they're doing on how they spend the funds. And so the Government Accountability Office has 39 investigations underway as of April about impoundment of funds. And they have concluded violation in at least 3 of the investigations so far.
And see, I noticed that the Republican-controlled Congress is not protesting these impoundments, although the Democratic side of Congress have protested.
Yeah, they're giving away their own power, by not protesting these impoundment of funds. And we need that separation of the 3 branches of government.
It needs to get back to being balanced.
We need the proper checks and balances.
And part of that problem, though, is some of the federal agencies have not been cooperating with the GAO, and the proposed budget cuts to the GAO could hamper those investigations, right?
Yeah, they could. And we need that accountability so we know that the government is making proper use of our money.
Right. And the more this lawlessness happens, the closer we are marching towards the authoritarian form of government.
Yeah.
There are, though, a lot of pushback, leadership on a state level, where there's lawsuits against these presidential impoundments of funds that have been filed by a coalition of 22 state attorneys general, the ACLU, and multiple advocacy groups.
Right.
Now, these legal challenges remain ongoing, so
Right.
there is still a little hope.
Yeah.
Still hope.
Yeah, they take time to wend through the courts, but, people are working against it.
Yeah. So was there anything else you wanted to bring up about the impoundment of funds?
Just that it is definitely unprecedented.
Yep.
The scale is huge, and it's definitely illegal and unconstitutional. And that is not what people are hearing from a lot of media sources.
Right.
And they need to know that it's illegal and it's unconstitutional.
Yep.
So, do you have a comment? Do you have a question? Drop it in the comments below or email us.
Is there something you would like us to talk about in a future episode? Let us know.
Our next episode will be on ignoring the orders of federal judges.
Now that's going to be a fun one. Check out our Facebook, Blue Sky, and Substack accounts to keep informed and get updates.
Press the like button, hit subscribe to get our word out.
And welcome to the conversation.